Thank you, Diabian. That was truly inspiring. While our next speaker has a tough act to follow, I know she will rise to the occasion. Her strong academic career and involvement in Eagle's Nest Theater, where she's a thespian, the academic team, National Honor Society, yearbook, and multiple musical productions has been commendable. Her positive attitude is infectious, and she is extremely well respected by her peers and faculty alike. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kierstan Kathleen Conway.
Good morning, North Olmsted High School, faculty, staff, administration, family, and friends. My peers and I welcome you to the most anticipated day of our high school careers. Ever since our first day of school, we've dreamed of senior year. We were just aching to be out of the building back at Burns. Honestly, the dream of having a brand new campus was the only thing that kept us from melting in our seats during the first and last weeks of school. We braved the Cleveland winters and the years without air conditioning, knowing that we would soon be somewhere with a more regulated temperature. And it's hard to believe that that time has come and gone right before our eyes. Walking into our brand new home in September was a funny feeling, and I'm sure many of my classmates will agree. The amenities in the school were undeniably what we wished for, but something was missing. I couldn't quite put my finger on it until one day, walking to my car after rehearsal, my eyes were drawn to what remained of our old school, and images of the past flashed before my eyes. That building, as much as we complained about it, provided many hilarious and unforgettable memories. For instance, the Great Bathroom Flood of 2018, which left many of our hallways with what we could just hope was water, and left us with creative ways to try to get to class. I distinctly remember being in AP US history on a particularly windy day, and the ceiling tiles shifted back and forth as if the classroom were haunted. Then the fire alarms. How can we forget the day that Burnt Red brought 3 fire trucks to North Olmsted High School? Or a year ago from yesterday when the fire alarms went off in every single period, at least 20 times throughout the entire day. We were all perpetrators and witnesses to a variety of different disruptions in our 3 years at Burns. I will never forget the day someone's pet spider was running loose across the school, because that day was the opening night of my freshman year musical. And how could we forget the hallways being infiltrated by hundreds of rubber ducks? Don't think any of us let it slip our minds when dozens of boys were chanting in the 900 hall bathroom when the internet failed once again during testing. Each and every one of us will remember when we had, it's probably safe to say, the first memorial created for a water fountain, and may I add, may flow forever rest in peace. Every individual in this room has memories of the flaws of our old school. I personally miss the whirring of the Coke machines, breaking perfect moments of silence during the choir concerts, the hidden room in the back of the school where we performed for Eagle's Nest Theater, and the lab where I burned myself with hydrochloric acid. The murals, the classrooms, the foundation, and all of the imperfections were the sole cause of an annoyance for us in the past. And the fact that we remember any of them fondly seems a paradox. Throughout this year, it seems the tables have turned. Instead of telling ourselves the new school will be better and saying good riddance to our home back at Burns, we constantly talk about how the old school had more character or how we wish we could have spent our senior year in the place that we had been for the last 3 years. We were a part of an abrupt transition, and we only just began to settle when it was time to leave, so it's normal that we felt this way. We forget, however, that it wasn't the old building that had character. It was always us. We made each day, week, month, year unique, and our efforts are what contributed to those memories integral to our high school careers. It's funny that we spent 3 years complaining about our school and hoping for a new one, and now we spent this last year missing the very place we grumbled about, while at the same time we long for today, the day we would graduate. The problem is that constantly desiring the future or wallowing in the past, we miss the present going on before us. In life, so many people spend so much of their time complaining about what is and imagining what will be, that they bypass everything that's going on around them. Imagine if we had spent the last 4 years just appreciating what was around us. Imagine how fulfilled we would feel. Imagine how much we wouldn't have missed out on. Think of it this way. We were the ones who went wild at pep assemblies, proving that the class of 2019 was the best and the loudest. We are the ones who cheered in the stands, away or at home for our football team, and felt proud listening to our marching band at halftime. We are the ones who spent hours at sports practices, eager for matches, meets, or games, who spent weeks rehearsing music and scenes for productions guaranteed to entertain, who worked tirelessly on multiple assignments to do our best to succeed academically, who brought energy and school spirit to every event taking place. I think that's lost sometimes. We forget that as individuals, we are the ones in control of how we spend our time and how we react to what's going on around us. It doesn't matter if the building's new or old. It'll still be filled with the same people who have the same potential to make new memories. And that's why it's important not to miss what's happening right before your eyes. Don't lose time wishing you were someone else, somewhere else, doing something else. Doing so becomes a problem, because the present, when ignored, will still become the past. And you'll wish that you could have it again because you missed it. Or thinking into the future, when that moment finally comes to pass, you are thinking about what's next, so you never get to enjoy what you hope for. Either becomes a vicious cycle that will continually leave you unsatiated and longing for more. It is possible, however, to avoid feeling this way, and it's easier said than done. But the key is to simply live in the present. Enjoy the squeaky lockers and the historic walls that surround you, or the tiny lockers and the brand new enclosure you're granted. It may be small, and it may sound pointless, but enjoying life now instead of later makes all the difference. In the next chapter of your life, whether it leads you to the military, college, or the workforce, I encourage you to start appreciating what's in front of you. Now, I'm not saying don't think about the past or the future, never to complain or dream, because that would be impossible. My suggestion is to find a way to be content with what's going on around you and appreciate the pandemonium of life. Take your steps into your next first day, head held high, and enjoying all of what's going on around you. And appreciate all of the imperfections, because you never know. One day, they could be your fondest memories. Thank you.